Bueno. What's
Yeah,
going
good
on?
evening. Yeah,
What's
hey, some
going
late
on,
night.
people? Yeah, little late night special from us, man. Freaking, what's
Yep,
going
yep,
on, everybody, man? This is Off the Ropes Boxing and MMA.
yep.
How we doing, man? I'm Julian.
I'm George, man. Welcome to tonight's show. I know it's we are all over the place when it comes to recording these shows, but got to keep you on your toes as much as we're on our damn toes. So, welcome everybody. Should
Yeah,
be
welcome
a
back.
good talk, some good talking. Some recaps, some predictions.
Yep, some
And
heartbreak.
some
Some
heartbreak. Yeah,
heartbreak.
it's all right, man. Hey, you know what? If you're not heartbroken, you definitely aren't a true fan, not just of Canelo, but of boxing. You know what I mean? All in all, it's what it comes down to is the boxing.
Yeah, it is
But
what it is. It is what it is. But hey, man, but let's get this shit going
yeah,
already.
so everybody again, welcome. Here you go. This is the show. First things first, Julian, on the agenda. Before we get into the boxing, again, we've been talking about doing this MMA thing, and here we are. So we're gonna
Yes.
be first
It
thing
was
is
a
we're gonna get
fun.
into some MMA.
Yeah, that was a fun one too. I mean, we had this fight going on during the Canelo fight, too. But I mean, while they were coming out, we had Michael Chandler versus Tony Ferguson. Of course, we all pretty sure half the country thought Tony Ferguson was dead after the second round. Freaking dude got took that nice shot, a straight leg kick from Michael Chandler. I mean, Chandler just laid him out, which was pretty much the highlight, pretty much 274, I would say.
Yeah,
You know, uh, I mean, Namajunas Esparza. As for that one, yeah, that's, I guess it was a close fight. I mean, if that's another one I would have to watch again too. I can, uh, I don't know. Like I said, I mean that was a very close fight for me. Esparza, like I said, if she did what she had to do, to pretty much get the win. Namajunas was actually pretty upset after the fight. As she commented on a lot of broadcasts too, that she feels like she's been putting on shows, so why is she getting disrespected the way she has been?
hmm
Which she does. I mean, she's put on a great show.
yeah, they
You
do.
know, and
Yep.
but as for the main event, Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, that was pretty. I mean, of course, ended a little quickly. Considering how it all went. I mean, Gaethje missed his chance. To get on top of Oliveira. Of course, Oliveira is gonna do what he does. He's gonna submit you. Any way he can. He's just a submission artist. Of course, that's 10 straight wins. Of course, he doesn't have his title now, but overall, I mean, UFC 274 was a good one in the books.
Yeah, it was. Hey, Julian, really cool, man. I like your background. That shit looks legit. Look, I got the brick. You got the fence. What's going on? I mean, this is how we do it here in Tucson. And
Yeah.
before I get my little breakdown, go up to Chicano. What's going on, brother? And we got a question here, real quick. Do chicks get cauliflower? Yes, they do, my brother.
Oh
They
yeah, heck
actually
yeah,
do.
they do.
Don't let that hair fool you. I mean, if you look, I think actually Esparza's ears might be a little chewed up there. And then also here that joined us. What's going on, Liquid Rigo? Yo, what's up to you too, man? So
Ooh.
welcome to tonight's show. Yeah, dude. I mean, good breakdown, Julian. For me, the Ferguson and Chandler, I think it feels like maybe there wasn't everything that was answered, right? Because I mean, everybody is thinking that Ferguson is done, which he's done. Like this put the nail in the coffin for him. It was a pretty brutal knockout. I thought his neck was broken, and
I
you
thought
thought
I,
he
th- I
was
thought he
dead.
was dead. Yeah, I thought I
Yeah,
even texted you. I even texted you that says this dude, I think Tony Ferguson's dead.
yeah. You're like, I think
I
he's
was
dead,
like,
and I mean, luckily they rolled him over. You don't want to see that happen, right? You don't want to see people dying in the ring, but you can't help but to think, what did we just witness? Like the first UFC like fatality in the octagon. And I thought that's what was going to happen,
yeah, that
but
was pretty ugly.
it was pretty ugly. And the funny thing is, Chandler said he's never ever knocked anybody out with a kick. And as you know, he doesn't really throw head kicks. He's good at he goes to the legs.
He's a
He does the
boxer
leg
too.
kicks. He throws them hands, and he's just like an overpowering striker. But he got caught early too. So you were thinking at one moment you were going to see flashes of the old Tony Ferguson, and it looked like there was going to be some of that. But all in all, Ferguson got knocked out, man. I mean, I wish the dude the best. I've always been a big Ferguson fan. I've
Who
always
boy?
thought, yeah, I've always thought as far as Styles, make matchups. Like he was, I think he would have been the perfect guy against Khabib. That would have been a perfect matchup. But he went through two injuries, two fights that never went, that didn't get to be made. And same thing with with McGregor. He calls him McNugget. That fight should. That's one of those fights that should have happened. That most likely probably will never happen, or it might just happen where they both come out next year. Because from what I hear, that McGregor isn't actually going to be fighting in 2022 anytime soon. Namajunas Esparza, I mean, I was a little disappointed because this isn't the Namajunas you normally see. Like this was, she just looked like a little gun shy, or just a little too worried to exchange with Esparza. Esparza had a great game plan. She executed. And I said if this went to the scorecards, it would be a really close one, and it was a close one. I really do feel that Esparza was awarded the nod. I feel like she did pull this one out. So Namajunas really can't be mad upset that even though she has been on this winning streak, she is kind of like the face, one of the women's faces for the MMA, but she just didn't do what she had to do, man. What's up, Juan Hermosillo? What's going on, bro?
Yeah.
You
So
just came right in time for some MMA. So yeah, Sparza, she did what she had to do. She got the win. She got the nod. Main event. I mean, it's what you expected from a Oliveira fight. This is probably his fourth or even his fifth fight in a row. First round, it's fireworks. Like one's knocking the other guy down, the other guy's knocking the other guy down. And I said in my prediction that if Gaethje was to get Oliveira hurt early, Gaethje is a great finisher. He didn't get the finish. And also, I think, man, you said, Julian, that we might see Oliveira try to fight a little more technical, a little more tactical against Gaethje, and he kind of did. He actually went and got the submission, rear naked choke. As far as we know, Gaethje
yeah,
is
put that
not.
fool to sleep at the end, bro. Like
He tried, bro. He tried to
after the
hold on
tap
to
out,
the very end.
after the tap out, bro, he fell asleep though. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, he held on to the very fucking end, man. You got to give it to Gaethje. Gaethje, he's a sport, man. Even when he's losing, he's always congratulating the guy. Never any excuses. But I think as far as Gaethje, where he needs to go from here, I think he needs to focus on that jiu-jitsu, man. I think he needs to focus a little bit more on the ground game. I know he's an all-American wrestler, but he's already got the striking down. I think if he's just to focus in on some defense and in the grappling department, you might see a well-rounded fighter. But the good thing is about MMA, right? You see,
You see
these
good
guys
fights happen.
you see the good fights happen. You see these guys sometimes even with 9 losses, 5 losses, win a championship, which I think is fair. You know what I mean? Like
Look at the
when
cowboy. Cowboy fought right before these dudes.
his fight actually did not happen. He
Oh
got
no shit.
he got sick. Yeah, he got sick. But back to that, these guys having multiple losses, isn't the end of the world. Like I was listening to other podcasts, and they usually say when you have these losses, like those should be learning experiences, and you just get better from it. And that's what you see sometimes with some of these MMA guys is they'll take a loss or two in a row, they bounce back, get on a winning streak, and then they're holding belts. And I would like to see boxing do that too, is where they don't make the loss so where they don't focus so much in on the loss. Just like we're gonna speak about in a little while with Canelo and his second loss, and maybe that might just strike something. You know what I mean? So it might strike something a little different for some of these young guys, where it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world.
No heck
Um,
no.
yeah. So going right into that, Julian.
Mm.
This was a fight that we both saw. We weren't sitting next to each other. We're messaging each other back and forth. I think by like the third round, I was.
We already knew what was gonna go on.
Yeah. So, I mean,
So this
what
fight,
did you think, man? What was your overall breakdown on this?
just this fight, man. It's just Bivol took over, man. He did what he had to do. He did. He outboxed the boxer. He outboxed the counterpuncher. He beat the bully. He bullied the bully. You know, um, Everybody knows Canelo's my boy. Everybody knows that. Everybody thinking it was giving me a hard time. But hey, everybody has to realize too that this dude's a light heavyweight. He wasn't a champion. He went for the belt. He was going for that title in another weight division. He was just destined to be great. He was just trying to be great. And a lot of people are saying that narrative is freaking being overused right now. But do you see your favorite fighter going up in weight class, fighting these dudes for championships?
Absolutely.
Do you see them taking the risk? Do you see them, You know, Canelo don't give a shit about a zero no more. Go one, he already lost it. You know, he already lost it. You know, and there was a good thing that Kermit Throne said. You know, like I don't know why everybody's making it so hard. You know, pretty much about that Canelo lost. We've already seen it. You know, we've already seen it, so we're not heartbroken that he has another loss. You know, it's just the way he did it.
Yep.
You know, it's just the way that it happened. You know, like we said, I mean, and what really surprised me about Bivol, he actually counterpunched this freaking fight, man. He actually counterpunched this fight. You know, we're used to seeing him doing the 1-1-2, 1-1-2. You know, ha, me too, Chicano. I was getting freaking hit by a bunch of people, man. I was getting hit by a lot of people, brother. You know, but like I tell them, like it is what it is. Off to the next fight. Of course, we're gonna see him again in September, of course. And I think he's gonna be back. Rematch? I don't know. I don't know unless he comes in with a different game plan. Of how to beat that high guard, which he should have went to the body a whole lot more. I just think he was just trying to overpower. Bivol, which he did. I mean, his arms. Of course, he's slinging Bivol's arms the following day. He showed him off. Like what happened to his arms too. It's pretty much the same thing as Caleb Smith, but Bivol's a different caliber fighter. He's undefeated for a reason. His amateur record is ridiculous. It's for everybody that was saying that this was a cherry picking fight. Just do your homework on this dude because this dude knows how to box. And of course, the world saw that. The world saw that Saturday. Like I said, big ups to him. Of course, everybody's saying he dethroned the king. Not so much. Not so much. Yes, he beat him. He beat him in his weight division where he's supposed to be standing at. Bivol's entertained the whole fact of going down to 168. He said where he would actually want to go take Canelo's belts, but I really do think that's a bad idea. For the weight draining and then and then of course the hydration clause. I think Canelo would put actually in that one. Yeah, am I lying? Am I lying?
I don't know. So let me ask you this,
I'm
Julian,
just
before you kind of get into more of the juicy details. I wanted to kind of say that a little bit for later. I know you get a little excited, but hey, so okay, let me ask you. Like, we know, like us hardcore boxing fans, we knew what to expect from Bivol. Did you expect this more? I mean, did you expect for Bivol to give this much better of a performance than what you anticipated?
no, actually, that's just complete domination. Like I told a lot of people, just complete domination on his end. Like I said, he kept that high guard up, which Canelo had a really hard time getting around. He got around it, sometime like some points in the fight, but
Yeah.
it just wasn't enough. I mean, like I said, that wasn't the same Canelo that we seen 2 fights prior. Like a fight prior, the fight before that, and before that. That wasn't him. That was he. His game plan was kind of messed up with the high guard. Like I said, he should initiated more of the body attack. Which was hitting. I mean, it was hitting Bivol. I mean, the body attack, but it's just when he was going to the body too, he was getting tagged as
Yeah,
well.
that's
I
very
mean,
true, man.
Bivol was just throwing that freaking jab out there. I mean, he threw what was it, 300 and some jabs? They said.
Hey,
So
he had the game plan. I think that's what the game plan was mid to long range, and he executed the game plan. What we usually okay. So here's the thing. My assessment on it is we're used to seeing Canelo, of course, fighting guys like a Caleb Plant, a Billy Joe Saunders, um, who else? Caleb Smith, and he's able to overpower these guys. And I
it's
think,
because these guys came up in weight. I mean, Bivol came down in weight. Like
yeah,
he's a natural. He was like almost a cruiserweight when he started.
I mean, where is he? I know this is kind of his division as well too. I mean, that's his division 175. So, but I'm trying to say is I think Canelo going into this game plan. I'm not going to say he took Bivol lightly. I think he just was used to doing this dominating where he over dominates and overpowers these guys, and he thought maybe that's would be the case with Bivol. He thought maybe this is what we saw with Kovalev. I think a lot of people were thinking because that's what we did a Kovalev that he was going to do the same thing where Kovalev wins some early rounds and then Canelo puts it on. But we got to remember Kovalev again has went through many wars. He had I think like his last 4 fights I think was like 2 knockouts. And
Yeah,
the thing we got to remember here is Bivol is an active younger fighter that
In his
exactly
prime. In
in
his
his prime,
prime.
in his prime. And to top it off, I think not just the cherry on top, but I feel like the cherry on top for me is was of course that him being big enough to be able to take the size. But I think the meat and potatoes and the ice cream scoop and whatever toppings and all that was the actual skill. Like I think a lot of people just overlook the skill that Bivol went in there. He had more than one game plan. He knew what to expect from Canelo. He knew that Canelo was gonna try to trap him into the ropes, and Bivol didn't fall for it. Bivol actually, he fought he fought really well from the outside. He smothered Canelo anytime Canelo would try to throw the body, and anytime Canelo did throw the body, he was stepping away or stepping out, or
Exactly. Oh,
or he was
exactly.
leaning back. Yeah, so it wasn't.
Exactly.
And I think as far as like, okay, you said that you wouldn't want to see the rematch, right, at 175 or at all.
I would entertain it again, but I would probably fight Triple G first and then fight
Mhm.
Bivol again. That's just my opinion right now. You know, it could change down the line just depending on the money. Just depending on the money thing. For him. But like I said, like that. Like let me see.
Okay, who's this? Okay, this is 93 Octane. I think this is a new listener. I haven't really seen this guy here before. What's going on? 93 Octane. He says, piece of the panel, triple, quadruple jabs followed by straight cross, left hook,
Yeah.
and sternum shot. Is Reynoso a fight IQ high enough to give Canelo the right instructions to figure out Bivol? I think that's a tough one. I mean, I feel
That's
like,
right. Yeah. I
yeah,
was gonna say the
because,
same thing. Like
yeah,
it's
you
like
were
one
about to say that.
dimensional. It's like one dimension. Like this fight, Canelo is very one dimensional. I felt like he was just trying to go for that one big blow that would just blow Bivol back, and that's what a lot of us were expecting. Like that one big shot that would catch him.
Yep.
But you know, going back to the question, does Reynoso go back to the drawing board and change it up with Canelo? I mean, like I said, the body attack I think would do a whole lot more. For Canelo in a rematch. You know, but he has to figure out how to get past that high guard without getting getting hit as much as he did, or getting countered back, because I mean, like I said, a counter puncher got countered.
Yeah.
So I mean, that
Very
that's
true.
that's 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 just my assessment of what happened.
What should happen? Okay, so your answer to the question was you think that he should go ahead and move forward and fight Triple G next.
Yeah, I mean, just give the people what they want. Just I think this, like I said, I mean, I really do think he knocks out Triple G. I mean,
Do you think so?
like
Here's a second part to the question. You know what? I know I was on Chicano's channel the other day, and I don't remember what I said that I want. Oh, I said I think he should stick to 168, and
yes,
of course, there's the guys in there. There's your Charlo, your Benavides, your
there's plenty,
Andrade,
there's
plenty.
plenty to make in there. I
Yeah,
mean, even somebody was even talking about him fighting Triple G, fighting Bivol, and win. If he wins that one, of course, get a Charlo involved. Depending on his fight outcomes. Or Benavides has a third fight and walk away.
retire. You mean?
That's yeah. That's what I heard.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just something I heard. From just different different podcasts. Just different stories I've been reading.
yeah.
Like I mean, but it just makes sense. I mean, as a person, as a fan too. I mean, Canelo at 31 years old. I mean, does he have anything else to prove to us at this point?
Yeah,
I
I mean
mean,
it's tough.
yeah, it is. It is. I mean, like you say, it doesn't end here.
No,
I
it
mean,
doesn't end here.
this is. I mean, to me, it says, hey, you off to the drawing board next, and if you want the rematch, you better come back harder, and you better come back with a different game plan.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think. So I guess my answer before was yes. I think as far as the rematch, I say no to 175 and 168. I say why to know 168, and yeah, he and he would, and Canelo would be the A side because that's where Canelo reigns king, right? At
Yeah,
168, he's got all the bouts, he's got all the wins. He beat pretty much, well, he beat all the guys that had the belts at that division, so they could be considered these guys the best at the 168. But we obviously know the names at 168, which he hasn't fought yet. So yeah, stick to 168. As far as the rematch at 175, I say no. Like I feel like there's really nothing to prove. already going into this fight. It was like he wanted to prove that he was actually that good, that he can actually go up there and beat the elite at 175. And doesn't mean that he's not elite. He just there's divisions for a reason, and I just
Yep.
proved it right there. Was that Canelo doesn't really belong at 175? Because I even think if he fought Joe Smith or even better beef, I think we would see about the same outcome. It might be a bloodbath if he fought Joe Smith, because Joe Smith isn't going to sit there and try to counter. He's going to sit there and try to,
Try to
try to
fight
make it an
him.
ugly fight. Yeah, and and that could have been that could have been ugly as well. So 168, he should stay there and fight the guys he's supposed to fight. And I don't even think he should take Bivol at 168 at all, because if you think about it like this, say he takes Triple G next, Bivol decides, you know what, I kind of waited to see what Canelo was going to do. I come to 168 and he beats Canelo like that. I think that will put a pretty bad. I would put like a dent a little bit. You know what I mean? Because that's Canelo's division. He's at 168. The fight he fought before him, he beat Triple G with which most of us are expecting Canelo to win. Um, he gets his bouts taken. Like, what is there? Is he gonna try to fight Bivol to get those bouts back for a third fight after he's lost 2 times in a row? I think that Bivol fight is just gone. I think he should just let it go. I know in our hearts, in our bleeding green, white, and red
We want it to
hearts,
happen
we
again,
want to see him get that revenge and the avenge that loss. But I
but
think career wise,
we know
he
where
should
he
play smart.
belongs.
Yeah,
We know
play
where he
smart,
belongs.
man. Play smart. He's been fighting since he was a young kid. And yeah, you know what? Even though he's been a professional since maybe he was 15 or whatever, and we've only known him since he was 21, and we think that's not his prime. We think maybe he might be in his prime now. Like, we don't know those wars in the ring. We don't know that wear and tear. We don't know whatever it is the in between. All we see is what he puts on under the spotlights, man. So I think,
I mean, look what he just did. I mean, he's gone from 140 to 175. What does that tell you?
yeah, that's crazy, man. Absolutely fucking
And that's
crazy.
in that's since he fought Mayweather in what 2013 or 2011.
That was I don't know. I know that was like at 152 and a half.
Yeah, 154 actually.
154, was it? Okay.
hmm
I
Yeah,
thought
I
it was
read
a
that.
catch
I
weight.
read that today. No, I read that today. 154.
Oh, so it
That he
wasn't a
did.
catch weight.
No, he actually had to go to 154, and that's why people always give it a hard time too. That Canelo, of course, is the bigger dude, this and that.
Yeah.
At that point. But that's what I'm saying. Like I said, it is what it is, though. He's like I said. I mean, Canelo just has to, like I said, sit out a couple months. He was very active last year. Uh,
He really was, man. Even the last 2 years, he was very active. He was chasing and pursuing those belts, man. So I would say, yeah, you know what, you have 3 fights under your contract. It doesn't mean you have to have all three in 1 year. Like, your
exactly.
contract, just honor your contract. I would say take a little bit of time, let your body heal up a little bit,
But I wish more
get back.
fighters would do what he's doing, fight more often. Like of course we're talking about a Spence, a freaking Crawford, a Thurman. Of course we know what Usyk was been doing, so I'm not gonna say nothing about Usyk because he's
Yeah,
been at war or Loma.
yeah,
You
and
know,
then I mean, by default, why we know Spence hasn't been active, 2 injuries,
of course,
right?
yeah, well, yeah, two injuries in a row. I mean, a car accident,
And
freaking.
even before then, like, he was fighting maybe once or twice, and I think that's what most guys are doing, is fighting once or twice, and they're retiring with like 35 fights. When we
Yeah, I mean,
seen
it makes
we
makes no
seen back
sense
in
to
the
me.
day, yeah, we seen these
Makes,
guys back in the day, 35 fights by the time they were 21.
yeah, it makes no sense to me. Like why a lot of these guys are retiring. Like I mean, just Andre Ward, just a good example of it. Like he's a very good example of that. I mean, he fought once a year. After he was fighting, he was very active when he was younger. He was one of my favorite fighters. And then all of a sudden, started fighting once a year. Of course, I believe Kovalev beat him. You
The first
know,
part, yeah,
yeah, the first fight. And of course, it went how it went. But just like I said, I mean, Bivol's just a different caliber fighter, man. I mean, everybody needs to know. Everybody knows that now.
absolutely.
And but like I said, give him his props where he needs to be at because I believe he's in the top 10 now. I mean,
Thank you. Very good call, Julian. And then
he
before I move on to the next subject, I mean to cut you off, but we know,
that's
of
all
course,
good.
Zurdo's fighting right this
Yeah,
weekend.
fighting Dominic Bozell, Bozell on I think it's a matchroom thriller. I think it's thriller match. One of those two damn things.
Yeah,
It's weird.
I wish I really didn't pay attention to it with all this shit that's been going on over the week. So I apologize if I don't have too much information. I just
It's all good. It's all good. But he's fighting. He's fighting. They're fighting each other. This is actually for a title shot at Bivol.
Yeah,
Tell you the truth, this is for to get a title shot at Bivol at the WBO title.
yeah,
So I
for
mean,
sure.
this is it has a lot to. So this is just it's a big fight for Zurdo, and so like I said, that fight's happening. So it should be a good one for Zurdo. He should win this one.
Yeah, yeah. Real quick, shout out to Mo Boxing, no problems. What's going on, bro? He
Yes,
says
he does.
Bivol deserves to, yeah, to get paid in a rematch. And
He does.
and these are just our opinion, like what we think. But
He does.
who knows what's to happen? I think if a rematch is to happen, I think he's gonna go ahead and I think he's gonna make it entertaining, and I think he'll do it at 168. That's what
Yeah.
I think. I think just to try to prove a point, and he actually did get paid in his first fight. So,
Yeah, he did get paid in this fight, but this fight, the next fight, he said he wants to make more money because now he knows. Now that people know who he is, pretty much.
yeah, yeah. And then 93 Octane. All the all-time greats attempted to revenge their losses, win or loss. Imagine the backlash Canelo is going to receive in Guadalajara if he tiptoes around Bivol. Oof. Yeah, you're right, man. You know what? And we know it too. Just maybe as before a couple of years ago, Canelo wasn't really loved by the Mexican hardcores.
No, heck no, he wasn't. He's still hated by a lot of the Mexican hardcores.
Yeah. So
A lot of people just feel that he's not Julio Cesar Chavez. He's not. He's not Juan Manuel Marquez. He's not Marco Antonio Barrera.
yeah.
You know, and
So
of course, those guys gave Mexican wars. Of course, he hasn't fought another Mexican in a long time.
yeah.
So
So I'm sure you've been hearing other podcasts. I want to say that I was listening to Teddy Atlas, and he was making points where he felt like he was right, where or he thought he had a point. I think for him, his one of his points was like, okay, look, I'm not taking away accomplishments of what Canelo has done. He's won all four. He's won belts in those divisions. He attempted to be great, but compared it to the other all-time great Mexicans, like what fight can we say that Canelo had that made that was significant? Just like if like we look at Chavez had some significant fights. Like what fights in the last couple of years would we say was significant? That's what he was saying. What do you think to that, Julian?
I don't know. You can't really say what was significant because half the people he fought were champions.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter how they want him, who they want him against. They had belts, big belts. I don't know. It's like I said, everybody has an opinion. Has an opinion on it, and that's his. I just personally feel, Canelo, he just needs to. Like we said, he needs to go fight. I think he needs to fight a Mexican fighter. I really do think he needs to go to war with the Mexican fighter.
I do believe we'll get that Benavides fight,
Yeah. Oh yeah, we will.
and
I'm
one
really
of those
hoping.
three. Yeah, or even after the three fights. You know what I mean? Someone was saying after he does these three fights, he should go to PBC.
Well, he should. PBC is trying to load up right now. They just signed TC for a couple fights, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of some PBC, um, this fight this weekend, it's a rematch. Castano,
We gotta be a fun one.
Charlo.
Be a
Yeah.
good one.
You said that you watched this fight again not too long ago. I rewatched this fight not
Yeah,
too long ago.
I watched it yesterday.
Great fight, great war. I remember Julian. I went back. I even told Chicano this. This was probably like the start of our podcast, man. Like we reached out to each other. We just said, you know what, let's get it
Start
started,
talking
man.
about this one. Let's talk
And I
about
think
this
this is
one.
the one right here that got everything going, all the, the fire ignited and stuff. But this, rematch, I'm excited for it. The first fight was a great fight. I feel like a majority of everybody had Castano winning. I didn't really too many people saying that Charlo won this fight. Um,
Hey,
what do you expect in this weekend?
well, the first fight, of course, came out being a draw. I had Castano winning by one round. It was a close fight. I watched this fight maybe about 3 or 4 times already. So just rewatching it those 4 times, I just have Castano winning. Like I said, by one round. Charlo took some punishment this fight, bro. That last fight, he took some damn punishment. He actually got He got dazed by a couple shots Castano hit him with. What does Castano do this time around? What does he do this time around? Because I feel Charlo's about to freaking race out of the gates as soon as that bell rings. You know, try to put that early pressure on Castano, try to smother him. That's what I really think he's going to try to do. Try to smother him. You know, in the beginning rounds. Again, if Castano can get this past 6 rounds, I think we're going to see the Charlo again. That's going to have a problem with conditioning again. You know, he's going to get tired. You know, last fight too. I mean, he was trying to go for the knockouts too. I mean, he wasn't boxing the last fight. He had actually was forced to box against a puncher. You know, and I just this time around, I just feel Charlo should be more patient if he wants to win undisputed. And this is an undisputed title, everybody. I'm just letting everybody know.
First
It's
one
this
I
part.
wanted.
Yes, yep, at 154. You know, so I mean, everybody tune in. There should be some damn fireworks this weekend on this one. The undercard's actually pretty cool too. You know, of course we'll probably just start posting that a little bit more this week. You know, who's on the undercard?
Boots.
Yeah, Boots is on there. What's his name? Clayton. Freaking, he's on there too, bro. So I was like, man. So I mean, we're gonna see some fireworks this weekend. But like I said, what do you think, man? What do you think Castano's gonna do? Do you see same outcome? Do you see Castano winning? Do you see Charlo winning this time around? Do you see it ending early? Do you even see it going all the way?
Yeah, no, I mean, of course, those are questions I ask myself. I've been asking myself when this rematch should have been made, what each guy's gonna do. Um, first fight was a damn good fight. I had Castano winning. Actually, the second time I watched it, I had Castano winning 8-4. But in this 8-4, there was maybe like 2-3 swing rounds that could have went either way, that could have given, the Castano, the majority of what everybody was giving was a 7-5. So the first time, of course, I watched it 7-5.
But I had it.
Yeah, and majority of people just like here, Mo Boxing, Mo Problem 7-5. I know Chicano Profit had the same thing the other day when we did the rescoring of this fight, 7-5. Everybody had good input on what we thought on this. Um, and before I go to my prediction, I just want to, in here real quick. 93 Octane says Castano Jamal part 2 is going to come down to the trainer's corner to the corner. Who can formulate a better game plan, and who will their fighter be patient enough to execute the instructions? Hey, that's a great point. Very good point. Because I mean, you have Charlo's well-known corner, Ronnie Shields, which has
Running Shields.
been
Yeah.
in his corner since probably the beginning of his career. Ronnie Shields is a good trainer. He's a good corner. So you're right. Who's going to listen to whose corner and who's going to execute it? So
The first fight though, Jamal Charlo wasn't listening to Ronnie Shields.
no, you're right, because I
No,
think around,
he was not. He was not. And we
you're
saw
right.
the ignorance. We saw the ignorance kind of level kind of kick in on him.
Yeah,
You
and I
know, the fight, the frustration.
yeah.
But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry
No,
about that. Go
no,
ahead.
you're good. No, and you're right though. Like around the eighth round, like Ronnie Shields is telling him, like you're losing rounds, you're giving rounds away. So he
Like you
needs
have to fight.
Derek
Yeah.
James. Oh, it's Derek James. I thought it was Ronnie Shields. My bad. My
Yeah.
bad, Octane. Either way, that's still a good person to listen to in your corner, Derek James or Ronnie Shields. So let's see. You're right, and that corner is those extra pair of eyes in the ring that you need to help you get through that fight. Um, and then Chicano here put crowd might go for Castano this time, or even be more. I believe
Yeah.
so.
Yep.
This
I
fight's in
believe it.
LA.
Yeah. Derek James. That's what I was gonna say too. Because Ronnie Shields, what's his name's trainer?
Yeah. So as far as what um, I think, of course, Charlo doesn't want this to go into the judge's hands. He feels that he should have got the nod
And that was in his hometown. Just letting
in his
everybody know.
hometown. Yeah. Yes, you're right. I don't
This
think he
time
wants.
it's in L.A., right? This
Yeah,
one's in L.A. Yeah. Yeah.
LA. Yep, at the Carson Stadium, or Home Depot. But he doesn't. I feel like he doesn't want to get this. I feel like he doesn't want this to go 12 rounds. Um, they both felt each other's power. Um, let's see what adjustments that Charlo can make. I feel like Castano made all the right adjustments in this first fight. Like, I think second round when he got caught, he came in a little aggressive. I think he wanted to maybe see what he could do if he stepped on the gas a little bit. He got caught. He made an adjustment. He got a little more patient, fought better behind the jab, He did more feints. You seen bobbing and weaving, body shots. You see him execute good shit throughout the rest of that fight, which we ultimately thought he won. And so I feel like Castano will make really good adjustments in this fight. I just feel like this for me, this fight is for Charlo to win. Like I feel like this is the fight for Charlo to win. Um, might sound crazy. I said this the other day, and I believe that we might see a late stoppage with Charlo. I could see maybe Charlo, if everything goes right in Charlo's favor, where he's able to hurt Castano and make the right adjustments and listen to his corner. I feel like he can. He has the power. He hurt Castano 2 times, and to top it off, we've seen Charlo. This is his second time rematching. He's rematching. He rematched Tony Harrison.
Tony
He was
Harrison.
losing
Yeah.
that fight. Somehow pulled out a rabbit out. He pulled out a rabbit out of his hat. Got a knockout. I feel like we might see almost the same thing where um, he's a little bit more focused, and I feel like he's going to execute his game plan a little bit better. And I feel like he might get a late round stoppage. But if not, it goes to the scorecards. I mean, who knows? We could see Castano pulling this one off.
That'd be cool to see Castano. Does this, if he does win this, does this catapult him into the top 10? That's the question too. I mean, we're gonna get into that here in the next subject. But
Yeah,
does that happen? Does that happen? I mean, does Jamal Charlo? Of course, he instills himself in the top 10. Of course, with this one, you know, he deserves it. If he does win this, Castano is deserved as well. If he does win it as well. But like I said, it's yet to be seen. Of course, I have Charlo, like just like you said. I have Charlo probably edging this out. He does. I think he's probably trained a little bit harder for this one. But like I said, I mean the legal issues too he's been going through could have a big effect too on what he's going through
oh
in
yeah,
the
man.
ring as well. So I mean, like I said, just don't dig out Castano because Castano's he's gonna come to brawl, baby. So I can tell everybody it's gonna be a fight. It should be a fight, and let's just be prepared. We have an undisputed champ on Saturday.
Yeah,
Showtime.
hopefully not a draw. I'll be pissed if there's a draw, which I don't think they're gonna let
Uh,
this go to a draw.
yeah,
But
not twice. They can't do that twice to us.
yeah, I know, man. So we're both excited for that, just like everybody else is excited for that fight. But I guess our last subject here. There's been
Changes.
some changes according to ESPN. This is what ESPN has as far as their pound for pound. Julian, what do you think, man? Do you think there should have been changes? I mean,
I think Terrence Crawford
talk
should
to
still
me.
be number. I still think Terrence Crawford should be number 4 as of right now.
Mhm.
As of right now, him and Earl Spence are 4 and 5. That's my 4 5s right now. Just until they fight each other, that's gonna catapult those guys into Warrior too. But as of right now, I have Usyk as my 1. Canelo still 2 because he's still the undisputed champ at 168. Noah Nuye, he's my 3. Like I said, Crawford, Spence, uh, and then of course you have to me you have Shakur Stevenson in there. As my pretty much as my 6. You have Vasily Lomachenko as my 7 right here. Dmitry Bivol, yes, is my 8. Is my 8. Tyson Fury is my 9, and then of course we have. You're gonna be shocked at this one. It's actually not. It's actually not Estrada. It's actually Chocolito.
That's
You
that. That's not shocking at all. That's not
Yeah,
shocking.
yeah. I'm just saying. 'Cause a lot of people, if you don't have Chocolito in your top 10 right now, because he's about to cash, he's about to get another big fight. I think at the end of the year, that's gonna be the fight probably we're gonna want to see. You know, against Estrada, and I do think he beats Estrada this time
Oh yeah.
around. This time around, we've seen the wars already, but I mean, I have as of right now, that's my top 10.
Okay.
I don't have Charlo in there right now because, like I said, I mean the draw, and I'm still waiting for this fight to happen.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't really ever I don't think I've ever seen anybody's their own top 10 with Charlo in it yet.
Well, I've seen a couple. No,
Have you?
I've seen plenty. I've seen plenty on there. My buddy Trey,
Okay.
Trey from California, he has him on there. I've seen a lot of people, even on the what's his name? Daniel Egan. His name is. I've seen his. It's pretty cool too.
Okay.
Yeah, he has his on there. I've seen a couple. Uh, Teddy Atlas. No, not Teddy Atlas. Who was it? Um,
Is it Michael
Chris
Benson?
Chris Mannix.
Oh, Chris Mannix.
Chris Mannix has what's his name as number 10. As Chocolito as 10, which is, I mean, like I said, I mean, it's kind of disrespectful not to have him on there. I mean, then too, if Anuye loses to Donaire, oh shit.
It's not gonna happen.
No, no, I doubt it's gonna
Yeah,
happen this
yeah.
time around.
Right. That will put him down.
I knew, actually, Anuye has actually grown since that fight. He has pretty much very grown since that fight. You know, and a lot of people need to know who the monster is. A lot of people are just saying, well, they don't know who he is, but you're gonna find out who this kid is when he fights. You know, of course, everybody knows who Nonito Donaire is. I mean, if you don't know who he is, then I feel bad for you.
Yeah. Go watch
You
some
know?
YouTube, baby. Go watch some
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah, yeah. Watch YouTube. He has a cool wife too. She boxes with him. She trains with him. She's cool. She's his manager.
She's his
She's cool.
trainer, bro. She's
Yeah,
his
so saying
trainer.
trains. Yeah.
They also have a pretty cool YouTube channel. I know they speak a little bit of Filipino in there, but
Yeah.
for the most part, you hear some English. You can, if you're Spanish, you might catch some Spanish words in there, bro. Like Spanish and the Philippines.
Latin, still Latin.
Still Latin. So yeah, they got a good channel.
Shout out to Manny Pacquiao though, man. Came in third place in the freaking presidential elections. But we see him in the ring again.
Exhibition.
Exhibition, or will we see him in an actual fight?
Come on, Mayweather.
Or
Mayweather.
is he? Please, bro, that'd be like the biggest exhibition bout ever.
Mayweather. Come on, you like that exhibition money?
Yeah, but I don't know why the hell you're fighting Don Moore. What the hell?
Because he cares about winning, bro. He cares about winning as much as he cares about his money.
You know, there's only 27 seats or 34 seats or some shit like that, and all of them sold for like 187,000 each.
That's stupid. I guarantee none of them know shit about boxing that bought those damn tickets.
Well, no, it was all those damn kings or princes and shit. Like, all these dudes are just going there to see the fight. Canelo, I mean, Mayweather was with a lot of those dudes. Amir Khan's going, so he paid.
Stupid ass.
So, I mean, I know that because they took a picture today.
Yeah. Oh, what's up, G Funky? Oh, man, we haven't seen him in a while. And you know what? I'm pretty sure we know why, G. Like, we haven't been consistent with a scheduled day and show. Believe me, it's in the works. We're gonna do it.
Yeah,
It might be
we're here.
It's gonna be a little unorthodox, but we are gonna do something different. So yeah, Julian, I really like your top 10, man. I can agree with that. You know what? As far as like top 10, I don't think anybody's wrong. There's really nobody wrong unless like you're throwing in people in there that should not be in a top 10 at all in general. Period. Like I'm not gonna throw some channels out there, but I've seen some.
I've seen some shit.
I've seen some. I don't know which ones, but I've seen Deontay Wilder like in the top 3. Anyway,
you know, I seen like pretty much like an all American, all black freaking top 10, bro. Like, it's like, dude, like, there's like more fighters out of the box. You know, it's like, come on, bro. Like,
yeah, you know what?
You don't have like those are like to us. I mean, we call them the casual people that usually have those that really don't know nothing about boxing.
Yeah,
you know, they're just following a name.
I think what they're doing, bro, they're just stirring shit up. They got us. I mean, not that we're a big show, but you know, it's got people talking regardless. It's people.
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, the race card really gets played hard right now. You know, in this day and age, boxing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and it's kind of sad too, bro. I mean, it is kind of sad, the stuff that's said on some of these channels. You know, some of these pages. You know, the stuff that you see, the hate towards some of these people. It's like, come on, man. This is boxing. We love everybody that steps in that ring. You know, regardless if they're a gatekeeper or not. You know, or just you got to respect what the hell these dudes do.
Yeah, they get my support regardless, man.
Yeah, I mean, from MMA to boxing, kickboxing, wrestling,
bare knuckle.
Yeah,
speaking of bare knuckle, hey, you seen that? Oh fuck, dude! I meant to actually put the video on. Have you seen the video of that kid, the Butcher Beltran? He beat up. He beat up that bully. He said so. This is the backstory on it is this bully has been bullying him since he was in high school, and then he was like a couple years older than him. And so this guy, for some reason, he's been trolling him on Instagram and said that he's gonna beat him to a bloody pulp. He ended up joining. I don't know how true it is, but he put it in the comments that the dude joined bare knuckle boxing just to go and try to fight this guy. Dude, he got his ass handed to him. Like that Beltran kid, just he toyed him. He could have easily beat. He could have taken him out as soon as he wanted to. But
That's hilarious.
I'll try to post it later on my Instagram, or I'll try to tag so that way you guys can see it. His name is the Butcher Beltran. He beats
That's
the shit out of this
hilarious.
guy, and he's like, if this is who bare knuckle boxing is letting be professional, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say.
That's funny. Butcher, that's Coach Cam's good. One of Coach Cam's fighters right there.
Yep,
Cool.
yep. It's
Shout out
true,
to Coach Cam. Man, it's been a
Coach
minute,
Cam.
man, since we talked.
Yep, yep. So my top 10. I know a lot of people jump Canelo. I've even seen Canelo go down as far as number 6, which
6. Yep.
I don't think he should be booted anywhere out of even 3 at the very most. At the very most. So for me, I actually have him jumping down into number 2. Usyk, and you and I, right? I think you said Usyk. You had number 1.
Yeah, one. Yeah, have Usyk. Usyk's gonna stay one, man. Like I said, he did what he did, and like I said, the rematch is gonna prove what we already know.
Yeah. So Usyk is gonna be at number 1. I'm cool with that. Usyk 1. Did I say Canelo 2?
Yes.
Okay, Canelo 2. I think Earl Spence. I remember we did our own pound for pound and back in January that we didn't get to do a show on. I know I had Crawford at 3, but I'm actually gonna have Earl Spence at 3. So I move Earl Spence above, even though
Are
it's
you saying
hurting me.
this? Are you saying this because he owns the more bout levels right now, or are you saying this just because of the people he's fighting?
It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both for me. I mean, and then
Because
I
Earl Spence, to me, I mean, I'm an Earl Spence fan.
yep.
I'm an Earl Spence fan. You know that I've always talked a little bit of crap between him and TC.
And who am
You
I? Who
know,
do I like out of the two?
of course you love TC. Like I
Yeah.
said, but like I said, I have Terrence Crawford above him just because skill set.
Okay, so you have Crawford.
Yeah, skill set wise, I I guess IQ wise, I guess you could say that they're kind of even because
So you
they're
have Crawford over Spence.
yes. Well, of course, that's what I had on my thing. Of course, I had 4. I had Crawford 4, and then Spence 5, and then I said until they fight each other, of course, one of those guys is going to be in the top 2.
Yeah, and you know what? I think is just anytime it's so for like them, for instance, right? Like Crawford. I mean, Spence just fought recently, so he fought a champion at 147. So I feel like that gives Crawford a jump automatically. And then if
And
TC
that's
was
how I
to
had
do
it. That's how I had it. Exactly
it,
how you had it. But I just like skill set wise, and what I just right now I just have him winning that.
wow, man,
Yeah.
I'm a little shocked right now, but hey, I like it, but I just feel like the only reason why I'm giving Spence that number 3 spot, he just fought Ugas, a legit champion at 147. So I think
True.
even if they don't fight each other next, they're just gonna leapfrog each other back and forth. But until they do fight each other, like you can easily that could be for a number 2 spot.
Yeah, number 2 easy. Just depending on what Usyk does too. If he destroys Anthony Joshua this next fight too, like he did the first fight,
It just stays at
then
one.
stays at one, and you're gonna stay there forever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
And will we get that Vasil Lomachenko versus the Stevenson fight?
yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
That'd be
So
but
yeah,
go ahead, though. Keep going though.
Bud is 4. I feel like Fury is good where he's at 5. 6. They have Usyk 6 here. This is kind of tough. I think I would actually put Dimitri in there at 6, and I think Vasil maybe is okay at number 7, and then Shakur will be 8. Number 9, right? I'm gonna put Chocolatito in there, number 9, and I'm gonna leave Estrada at 10.
Yeah, it's pretty hard, bro. Until they fight again too. That's gonna be a hard one too.
Yeah, yeah. So that's how I feel for my top 10 there, man. And there's no right or wrong. I see some people when they put them up, people get fucking heartbroken and they start talking shit and they start putting down their thoughts, saying they don't know shit about boxing. Hey, man, that's at the end of the day, that's just your opinion. It doesn't mean that's golden. It doesn't mean that's what the rest of the boxing world sees it as. I mean, shit, dude, this is what is for fun. I think that's probably why I didn't feel like really putting out a top 10, a pound for pound episode, because we're gonna get shit about it. Like at the end of the day, like I said, it's just our opinion. It's just our opinion.
Yeah, no, it is. Like I said, exactly. I mean, like we said, everybody has their own opinion. Everybody's gonna say what they're gonna say. Everybody's gonna try and pull out facts out of their hats. And I mean, don't try and pull that around me, or try and pull that around you, because we obviously know, our a little bit of our shit that we talk about. But
Just enough. Just enough.
oh yeah, 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 exactly, just enough to know that if you're full of shit or not.
Yeah, for sure,
you know,
for
but
sure, man.
but like it's always it's. Like I said, I mean, I think Canelo losing for the sport was kind of like I said, it was a shock to a lot of people. Of course, a lot of people are coming out now. Oh, that like Damian Lillard said, "Oh, we should have known skill set. If you're a boxing fan." But I was like, bro, you had Canelo winning by like knockout in the ninth round. Freaking come on, dude. Like, but I mean, even like, I just think the amount of disrespect he's getting right now. I mean, even like Clarissa Shields said the same thing. Like, it's kind of disgusting. Like they act. Is this gonna change the outcome between Jamal Charlo? Jamal Charlo and him. I mean, no. I mean, between him and Triple G, no. He fought at a different weight class once again.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I think again, I think he should just take his time coming back. No matter whoever he fights next, and I think he should, because in less than 2 years, it's like up and down, right?
Yeah,
168, 175, 168, 175, and
seven fights in 2 years.
that's crazy, especially for
Seven
now.
fights in 2 years, bro. Like
Especially,
that's unheard of. Like
yeah,
that's like
it's
that
been
old
done.
school shit. That's that old school shit though. I mean, that's in the '90s, early 2000s. I mean, shit, man. Like it's. I mean, yeah, wear and tear on your body. It's crazy, man. But like I said, man, it's always a fun one, isn't it, George?
Bro, this is what we love to do, bro. We
Yeah.
love to talk our
Uh,
boxing
let
shit.
me give a. I want to give a shout out real quick though.
Go ahead, go
I want
ahead.
to give a
Floor
shout
is
out
yours.
to. I want to give a shout out to everybody going to that tournament up in Vegas. Freaking all the local boxing gyms here from Brawler Brawler 101, the Rez Boxing Academy. Of course, we got the Southwest Boxing Gym going out there too. Casa Grande, the Ramos Gym. A bunch of those guys are going out there. Of course, the kid, I think Rockmont's going out there too this week, and we got to really get a hold of that kid. I really want to get him on here. But Rockmont, we'll get with you, brother, for sure, man. But like I said, good luck to everybody. This weekend, like I said, this is always a learning experience. Of course, like I said, some judges are gonna see it another way. Some of us are gonna see it a different way. Don't take it to heart. It's just a learning experience for you.
Yep.
But like I said, just shout out, to our boys, man. Freaking the Aguirre brothers, both Aguirre brothers, Jazz, Junior Camberos, freaking Adrian, Janer, all these kids. Everybody going throwing down. We see you guys. Good luck once again down there in Vegas, and bring it home.
Yeah, for sure. Bring that win home for Tucson, Arizona, or just Arizona in general. We wish you guys the best out there. Jaslyn, she's like our little sweetheart over here. We follow her on Instagram. We've gotten to see her train. You actually got to. I no, you didn't get to see her fight. She didn't fight that day, but
I
you went
didn't
to go.
fight that day. But she was, yeah, but she was pretty excited for this one. I know she's been training pretty hard.
Yeah, she has, man.
But
She's
yeah,
been
so
busting her ass,
so
man.
Jocelyn, I mean, just keep doing what you're doing. We always have your back here at Off the Ropes. Also, like I said, the Combat for Hope Foundation. Of course, we're already up and running, going. Like I said, let's just help out. Let's start helping out the community, man. I'm starting to get a list of kids, together here. Starting want to get them into these gyms. Anything's gonna help us out. You guys can contact us, for any information. We'll get that to you.
Yeah, I'm excited for this weekend's boxing. I know you're excited. Combat for Hope, as always. Lovely thing what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, it's
If
been
there's
been, been
any
a slow process, everybody. But like I said, it's by the end of this year we'll have some pretty cool plan for for the community of Tucson.
Yeah, man, it's one of those things that just can happen overnight, but it's like you said, it's a slow process. It's gonna go really extremely well. So, if you guys have any information or any feedback or any way that you want to help donate, you guys should go ahead and message me on on our Instagram at Off the Ropes. And then same thing, you can find us on Twitter. You could even leave a comment later on for oh, Tracy Cortez did win. That's right. I forgot. Oh, Chicano, I know you.
I was gonna say
Sly
that.
devil.
I was surprised he hasn't said nothing yet.
I was waiting, but hey,
Because he mentioned that shit last week. But
yeah, that's
yes,
baby.
she did. She did.
Man, I can't. How could I forget that? But yeah, hey, Chicano, you threw me off, bro. Thanks. No,
Don't blame him.
again, back to this Combat for Hope. You guys know what it is. Um, let's see what happens in the future with Canelo. What happens in the future for Bivol. We got good shit happening this weekend. Good boxing, and then for the rest of the month.
Boxing's already being announced for August and September. So
Yes, it is.
slowly, freaking, we're gonna have more and more things coming out here. So, like I said, but like I said, shout out to UFC this week for putting on a show in Phoenix, for hosting in Arizona. Period. Shout out to shout out to Kenny though for his album coming out tomorrow as well.
Knocked out by Kenny. Hey,
Yeah, knocked
Friday
out
the
by
13th.
Kenny. Yeah,
Friday the 13th, all on the table.
Yeah, so check him out, man. He's a pretty cool dude, man. If you can catch him, but like I said, man, it's always good keeping it real. Everybody here, really appreciate all the viewers, all the boxing world, the locals that watch us, the people that continue watching us.
Absolutely.
Like I said, the sky's the limit for all of us, man. We love y'all. But like I said, man, we gotta get out of here. We can, y'all have a good night, George. It's always a
Hey,
pleasure, brother.
Julian, boxing world, everybody, thank you and good night.